All right, let me walk you through what's going on with the septic system. So we've been having problems periodically. The toilet won't flush and it's kind of backing up, like the line is backing up, acting like the tank is full or what have you. So the tank is over there behind that tree and you can see that vent stack coming up. So I had the septic folks come out. We pulled the plug on the tank, which is right down there, and he pumped it out. Really was just pumping water. He was able to put a camera down there and he could see that the line in was plugged with sand. So clearly there's a break somewhere down there and it's plugging the line. Well, we started having problems at deer camp last year. So the tank is only about 24 inches below grade, which means it starts out here. It's got to have fall. So my guess is that the line coming out underneath the thick slab there, I'll bet you we're only 12 to 18 inches below grade here, and then it continues to fall out to there. Well, you know, that's not a problem. It's not below the frost line, which isn't usually a problem because that line clears. You flush the toilet or you take a shower or whatever, the line goes all the way out to the septic tank and it clears itself. So even though it's not below the frost line, there's nothing in there to freeze. Well, now go back to when we started having problems last fall. If that line didn't clear, then over the winter there was sludge or water or a little of everything still in there, and that may have frozen and cracked all over the place. There are a couple of spots in the yard right here that were super green this spring, so my guess is there's some cracks up here, but nonetheless we're going to start down here. So I'm digging it up. You know, I've got a tractor with a bucket. It's all sand, it's not that deep. You know, the septic guy said for them to come in and do it, or for somebody else to come in and do it, you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000. Well, that's not going to happen. So I've been at this for a while with the tractor. Got that opened up. You can see that I've got down to the pipe. Haven't quite gotten that. I got a bunch of tree roots I got to clear. I came in here. There's some trees laying down there. I took a bunch of trees down. I was able to just take the bucket, put it high up on the tree and push the trees over and then pop the stumps out and push them off to the side so I can maneuver around with the tractor for digging. This tree right here needs to go too, but I just don't want to take the time to mess with that right now. I want to get on this line. I'm hoping that my problem is somewhere between that vent and the tank over there. Wouldn't that be marvelous? But that doesn't necessarily mean there aren't problems associated with this. At the very least, where those green spots are in the grass, I need to dig that up because our well is right down there. So I need to dig that up and make sure that there's nothing busted right there. And hopefully I'll find nothing. But yeah, I don't think that's going to be the case. But I'll put a two-way clean out in anyways, so even if I just dig this up and put a two-way clean out up here by the building, we'll be in business. All right, I'm about to call it a day. Let's take a look at where I wound up. I ended up taking that big spruce down. I mean, it needed to come down, but I had to get it down so I could get the tractor in there to dig. And I was able to, I mean, there's your tank. Here's the line in. You had that clean out or, you know, vent pipe. That just popped out. It wasn't even glued, or if it was glued, the glue's all done. Here's what bothers me though. You probably can't see it, but it makes a 22 and goes right underneath that tree. It makes a 22 and goes right underneath the tree and heads straight for the cabin. How am I going to get underneath that tree? Well, the good news is I put a bag in there so we didn't get any dirt down in the pipe, but I should be able to flush the toilet pull that out of there and see if I got water coming down there. I could try snaking it from there back to the tank and see what happens. So that'll probably be my first order of business tomorrow. But for now, yeah, I've got all these trees back here that I'm gonna have to cut up and dispose of too. So lots of fun going on at the Northland. All right, cocktail time. Here's where I'm talking about the grass. You can see how lush it is right there and dark. Same thing up by the building here. So I'm going to start this morning with the tractor. I'm going to strip the sod away and work my way down with a shovel to find the line and just see what we have coming out here. For digging, I'm just using my Massey Ferguson. It's a GC 1705 subcompact tractor. Given the fact that we don't have to go very deep, again, maybe 12 to 18 inches, and this is all sand, that machine will go a long ways towards helping me out without having to hand dig the whole thing. Once you break the top open and get it close, you can hand shovel the rest. Here's what I know so far. I've dug down, there's the tank. There's the PVC line that comes in. You can see where the old clay tile was, right there off to the left. Then there's the clay tile right there, and then they've got a transitional boot on it. Of course, you can see it's right at the base of this tree. So if you look at the direction that that's going, it's pretty much going right underneath that tree. I've come over here with the tractor and the shovel, and I've dug down and I've found the line over here. So what I'm going to have to do, there's no way I'm digging up underneath that tree, so I'm going to have to cut that right there and leave that piece of clay tile in place. But then I should be able to take all of this clay tile and replace it. It's got some issues. I can see there was a spot here where somebody in the past had patched it. It has a golf ball size hole underneath there. This is just a piece of plastic that somebody had put on there. No tar to hold it down or anything. So there's that. You keep finding chunks like this, which I can only assume are coming from underneath it, where I've cut a lot of tree roots out of here. Here's the Y that goes off over there. You can see that window, that's the kitchen. So that Y comes down and runs our gray water into here. This comes back to the building. Here's a big problem. That clay tile that goes underneath the concrete and into the bathroom is about as shot can be. So that'll be fun to deal with. So, but yeah, and looking through that golf ball size hole, pretty much the line's full of sludge. So there's no, I mean, you can't tell what's going on. Every single place that there's a joint, and there's a lot of them, the tree roots are driving right down in there. So you got tree roots that have gone inside. So we'll go ahead and replace this whole line. We'll have to cut it off there and put a boot on it, a transitional boot there from clay tile to PVC. We'll come down here, I'll cut that, put a boot on it, and PVC it into a PVC Y right there and head it all the way out bound by that tree. So, and I will put a two-way clean out right here up toward the building when we put the PVC in. So that's the game plan. I'm not sure what's going to happen, because when I go to cut that off, I'm afraid that thing is just going to shatter, and I'm not really sure what my move is, so I'm going to have to do a little research on this one.